Howdy. I sincerely hope that whoever, wherever, and whenever you may be, that you're doing well. But if you clicked on this video, there's a chance that you're not doing so great. And if so, that's alright, because I'm here to help out. So I'm going to immediately just get into a practice that helps me with anxiety and grounding in case you're in like a dire moment. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'll go into some talking points afterwards. So what you're going to do is, and I know you can't see my feet, but you want to stand feet shoulder width apart, and you're going to bring your shoulders down towards the ground as much as you can while still keeping your spine straight. Then you're going to bring your arms forwards and together like this, and you're going to fully exhale all of your breath to the best of your ability. And you're also going to like tense upwards your, I don't know how else to put it other than like your root chakra muscle, like you know the muscle I'm talking about. You're going to tense that upwards, and the goal is to effectively try to make all of the muscles in your body like squeeze around the area centered towards your chest. So you want to try to like squeeze all of your muscle energy towards your chest area, if that makes sense. So just do that for a few seconds, however long feels best to you, but usually that always immediately brings me some kind of mental relief and physical relief as well. Hopefully that practice helps you out a little bit. Like, that usually always makes me feel a bit physically better and just calms down my mind a bit. But like, if there's one thing to take away from that practice is just in general, like squeezing all of your muscles at the same time, or just like trying to tense your full body after you've fully exhaled your breath. That always just alleviates a lot of my anxiety and gives me like this physical relaxation. So I recommend you try that if that specific practice doesn't work out too well for you. And then another thing that helps me if I'm immediately anxious, or especially if I'm going to have like a panic attack or something, because I used to get those in the past, take some form of like a bag of ice, or like that bag of frozen vegetables in your freezer that you never used, or like, I mean, you could literally just grab snow from the ground if you're in an area, and just put that cold item, whatever it is, either on your chest area, or you can put it on your face or your neck. The purpose is to try to, it like shocks your body physically a bit, and for whatever reason that immediately gets you out of like fight or flight mode. So that's another thing that helps me a lot. But now I'm going to get into the actual talking point of the video. Hopefully, if you were experiencing a rather anxious moment, hopefully one of those practices can help you. But something else that you can try if you're not in like an immediately dire situation is, I want you to just sit down with the feeling of your anxiety instead of trying to run away from it. Just sit down in like a meditative pose, or you can like lay down, and I want you to just notice the feeling of energy from the anxiety. Usually for me, it's like a really tense feeling in my chest, and just a feeling of discomfort and like heart racing kind of feelings. I want you to just sit down and allow yourself to feel those feelings. Also, give me a moment here. I'm going to set up my little chair. Okay. So I want you to sit with that feeling of anxiety, that feeling of intense energy, either in your chest or just like flowing throughout your entire body. And I want you to just recognize that even though that feeling is intense and uncomfortable, you can allow that feeling to flow through you instead of trying desperately everything to get rid of the feeling. And that will actually likely cause the feeling to start to alleviate. And it sounds kind of counterintuitive probably to some people, but allowing yourself to feel the feeling and letting it pass through you, that's really what your body actually wants. And in trying everything you possibly can to avoid the feeling, it's only going to intensify the feeling effectively, because that's like a signal that your body is giving you that it needs something, essentially. So just try to notice that feeling of energy and notice that it won't kill you, you know? Like it's not, maybe sometimes it might feel like it's too much to handle, but that feeling, it won't kill you. And I found that oftentimes, a lot of the time, the resistance to the anxiety itself like causes more of the anxiety, or honestly causes most of the anxiety. Like I feel like for me, anytime that I've tried to resist anxiety in the past, it causes it to get like twice as strong, because then I start to get anxious about the anxiety itself. I'm sure you know what I mean. But something that has helped me is the idea of trying to, in feeling those feelings of anxiety and letting myself feel those feelings, try to recognize the similarity in that feeling of tenseness and anxiousness and just the energy in your chest. Associate that feeling with excitement, because the feeling of excitement and anxiety is actually, they're very similar feelings. Like they're not, there's only a little bit that differentiates those feelings, and all that is effectively our perception of the situation, because both experiences are literally just energy, like excess energy flowing through the body. And I mean, like all things in life, it's our perception or the filter that we look at things through that causes us to have a certain experience. It's not the thing itself, if that makes sense. And something that helps me in sitting down and allowing myself to feel these feelings of anxiety, a lot of the times, and if you can do this, it is good, but a lot of the times it's best to, if you feel like you can't slow yourself down, like if you can't do the typical slowing your breathing down and trying to just relax yourself, what I would at the very least recommend doing is just doing some deep breathing. Like it doesn't have to be a super relaxed breathing, just getting yourself more oxygenated typically will help, I've found. Another thing that always really helps is going on some kind of a walk, or you can even go on like a run or something if the anxiety is particularly anxious, because if you can't allow yourself to just feel that energy and sit with that energy in the body, if that's too much to do, then using some kind of physical outlet to get rid of that energy in a healthy way it definitely is a huge help. Like I know there's been times where I've gotten overwhelmed in a situation and I've just needed to, like step back and just go on a little walk for like 15 minutes, and that always makes me feel better and just more clear by the end of it. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. I felt compelled to, for whatever reason, make a video just going over some tips for anxiety, because I know a lot of people are facing some sort of anxiety, from whether it's like personal life situations or just from things going on in the world or whatever it may be. So hopefully this video helped you. If it did, let me know in the comments, but otherwise, stay light.